Hey friends, and welcome back to the Trang Nova channel. My name is Trang. I am a speaker and speaking coach helping entrepreneurs and coaches like you to speak with confident authority so that you can be recognized as a visible leader in your business and on stages. Now today we are talking about the very common fear or question, but what if I forget what to say? I remember running my first ever workshop back in 2017 where I was so anxious and full of dread leading into that day. And the day before, my business coach called me and he wanted to check in on how I was going. He was like, "Hey Trang, I know your workshop's tomorrow. How are you feeling?" And I said to him, "Honestly, Tom, I am just so dreading tomorrow. Like, I am petrified that I'm going to forget something really important and go blank and look really silly." And there was a moment of silence on the phone before he said to me, "Trang, of course you will. Of course you were going to forget something that you were going to say." I was like, "Excuse me? That's not really reassuring. I don't want to hear that. What do you mean?" And then he said to me, "Trang, your workshop is 2 hours. There is no way that you are going to cover everything under the sun to do with your topic in just 2 hours. So of course there's going to be things that are left out. Of course there are going to be things that you don't talk about." And side note, I am talking about this right now in the context of speaking from a stage or running a workshop, but this is also relevant for you if you are recording a podcast episode, talking on social media, or doing an Instagram live. So Tom continues on the phone while I'm sitting there thinking, like, what is happening right now? I don't want to hear this. But he starts to reassure me and he says, "You're not going to be able to talk about everything in just 2 hours. So what of it if you miss or skip a few things?" In fact, Tom says, if you're a really great speaker, you should be forgetting things that you were going to say. Because if you are able to read the room and read the audience, then you will want to give them what they are leaning in towards, what they are wanting in that moment. And that might mean that you are going down a particular trajectory of what you're talking about. There's discussions happening, there's interaction happening, and you continue down that trajectory even if it weren't on the original plan. Plus, no one in your audience has a copy of your script anyway, so no one's going to know if you've actually gone off script. Only you will know that. But that is okay because you've decided to do that to continue with the flow of the event, of the workshop, of the discussion, to give the audience what they want. Now you might be thinking, okay, this might be relevant for an interactive workshop, but what if it's a set 20-minute talk where you've memorized a script to the T and you get to a point in your talk and you go blank and you freeze and you cannot continue because you have to follow this script exactly, and now you're left frozen on stage with this huge awkward silence. Now if this is what you're fearing, firstly, I am with you. But the question is, do you think that that has never happened before? From casual speaking events to local workshops to TEDx stages in front of thousands of people, speakers have gone blank. They've frozen and forgotten what to say, to the point where they have needed to walk off the side of the stage to get their phone or get their cue cards to remind themselves what they need to say next. But by then, they are panicking. They need to continually refer to their phone for the rest of their talk to finish and get to the end. This has happened many times before. And even though I get that it would feel like it's the end of the world for that speaker in that moment, I assure you, it is not the end of the world. It's not even the end of your world, nor is it the end of your speaking career. If you are truly dedicated to this path, then you're going to have thousands and thousands of opportunities for the rest of your life to speak. This is just a blip in time. This is just one little puzzle piece of many more opportunities for you to speak, to represent yourself, to represent your brand. So it's not the end of your world. This is just the start. This is just a single practice session that's going to lead into the next opportunity, the next speaking engagement, the next chance for you to have a big breakthrough and get visible with your brand. And the thing is, the audience are not judging you when this happens. Like I'm telling you, I've been in these rooms where speakers have gone blank. They've stood there for many, many moments of awkward silence. And as I look around me, the audience they're on the edge of their seats, like praying and hoping and like giving so much support to the speaker for them to be able to continue. Because the audience, they're not there to see you fail. They haven't signed up or paid tickets to see you struggle on stage. No, they are there to, one, support you as a speaker, or two, to learn and be inspired by what you have to speak about. So if it's a singular moment of going blank, they just want you to be able to move through that. And even if it's something that continues to happen again and again for the rest of your speech, own it. If you remain calm, if you pause, and for that moment, remove yourself from the fact that you have hundreds of people looking at you, and instead you get back into the zone. Take 3 deep breaths. Then you may very well be surprised that you can pick up from where you've left off. You can start to improvise as well. Like even on the biggest stages with memorized scripts, you can improvise for that moment. You can make a joke about how you're a little bit nervous, or you make a joke about something. And as you are riffing, you'll find that you'll get into a flow state, you'll slow down your nervous system a little bit, and then you'll hopefully remember what it is that you were meant to say next. Now, the other part of this is you've just got to practice, my friends. So if you are speaking on a stage and it is a memorized script, then you better be practicing that 10 times. 10 times is my standard of how much I practice a talk before I deliver it. But it's not just about practicing your exact speech over and over. The other thing that you need to practice is you need to practice speaking in front of a group of people. The act itself of standing up in front of a group of people while all their eyeballs are on you, and you feel vulnerable because there's all of this space and there's all of this silence that you are the one who is responsible for filling up, that in itself is an experience that you need to become comfortable with. Because when you do it enough times, your body starts to regulate itself in that scenario. When you stand up in front of a group of people and they're all looking at you and there's that silence before you start to speak, it goes from feeling like pressure and anxiety to this is almost fun. You get to reframe what that experience means to you. And that is exactly what Voice for Impact, my speaking bootcamp, is all about. It's about the intense repetition of something so that you become so comfortable and familiar with that thing. Over 6 weeks, we have weekly workshops where you learn the different components of speaking, but also you get repeated practice so that you can rehearse these speaking components in front of people. You can refine your speaking skills, but also you get comfortable with standing in front of a group of people and being able to improvise or think on the spot, be able to speak under pressure. And this is exactly how my clients in the past, after just 6 weeks, have done incredible speaking achievements, such as launching new podcasts, running workshops for groups of 50 people, speaking in front of a group of 150 people and getting a standing ovation. Now, this is something that you are interested in. If you want to transform your speaking for more confidence, for more influence and authority, then check out the link below and you can apply for the next round of the Voice for Impact online speaking bootcamp. You can join from anywhere in the world. Make sure that you like and subscribe this video, classic YouTube style, but we've got to get more people watching this so that more people can become comfortable with harnessing the power of their voice, speaking up to lead powerful movements, to fulfill their own potential, and to make this world a better place for all of us and for future generations. My name is Trang Nova. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.